Okay, so we're doing a service on a Mercury 50 horsepower outboard, 2007 model. So this goes all the way up to 2009, back to 1999. These are the 2-stroke 50 small foot. We do a lower unit service. The tools you'll need is two 10mm open ends, either a 5/8 or a 15mm open end. A water pump service kit. Get these on Amazon pretty cheap. I'll put a link below. Either you're going to need a 10mm or 5/16 for the housing, and you'll need a ratchet to get the bolts out the bottom. So first you're going to start with is, the first thing you do is you'll come down here and unhook the shifter. Don't shift the motor into any gear. You're going to have these two 10mm right here. You're going to unbolt these two. Best way to do it is take one to hold the bottom, take the other, and break them loose. There we go. Usually you can just do 1 or 2 turns. Take your hands, if it's got too much pressure. And you just take your 10mm on the top. And all you want to do is loosen the top one, okay? Because the bottom one stays put. You don't want to do that. Usually you can get it to where it's loose enough, and then you just screw it up, okay? Now this is how your shifting works on these motors. Push it back down a little bit. There we go. So now it's loose. And when you put these back together, you got to make sure to pop that back. Or I'll go back over it. All right, so now you're going to have 4 15mm. 1, 2. You're going to have 1/2 inch right here. It'll take off your torque tab. Then you're going to have a 15mm or 5/8 down there. That's right above the prop. So usually there's a torque tab right here. You see this one's broken off. And then you've got that one back there. And then you've got these 4. Now the best way to do this is to get you a seat to sit where your knee can go right up underneath the foot. Now some of these motors, depending on what year model you got, can either be a 15mm or a 5/8. Just depends on. Last one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get right here, get up underneath it, take my knee, and we'll put my knee right here, we'll push up, and that way I can now just unscrew the bolt by hand. Really easy, just unscrew it by hand, real simple. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do this water pump kit. So for example, they're either gonna have a 5/16 bolt. You're gonna take these 4 bolts out right here. All right, they're gonna be 5/16 or 10mm, either one. Just depends on what model you've got. Bam. you want to have like some WD-40 preferably with you when you do this, or some kind of a lubricant when you put the pump housing stuff back on. Pull the housing off first. Set the housing down. Okay, so you're gonna have the key. Make sure you set that aside. You definitely don't want that. You don't want to lose that. All right, you're gonna slide the pump off. Sometimes there can be a groove right here, and you might have to like clean it off, or use some sandpaper to get it clean. So you see there's a little groove there, and you might have to get that cleaned off to where you can get the pump actually off. You don't want to, you know. For example, this pump is bad. You can see the ears are bent over. All right, you see the main thing is the dry rod in it. See, it can actually, it probably would have pumped a little bit longer, but you can tell it's been sitting a long time. So now you're gonna put a plate up underneath it. Pull it off. See, for example, get rid of all these dirt daubers and stuff that are sitting in here. If you're in the south, you're gonna definitely be dealing with that. Very common. Now, sometimes people don't realize it, but your pump could be fine, and this seal right here, you've got two seals. You've got one facing down, one facing up, and this is your upper seal right here for your drive shaft, okay? So the grease can leak through these. If something gets in here and it tears it up, it can cause damage, or would cause grease to get on the pump and not cause the pump at all. The pump doesn't actually hit that piece or anything, and this stuff either. So these gaskets are good. They sent me the wrong gasket, obviously. So I'm gonna go ahead and reuse them. Set the gasket back down, line it back up right there. And you go take this small washer. First washer goes down. Place your washer down. There's your key slot. Go take your key. Put your key in there. Sometimes I can use a little bit of like wheel bearing grease to stick them in there to hold them. Kind of helps sometimes. Now with your new pump, you're going to take it, you're going to line that key shaft up, slide her down, just like so. And then you're going to sit there, right there, and kind of work it back and forth until she goes sliding right on in there. That's why I use grease sometimes. Oh, there she goes. All right, see, now she's down. That's the time you want to put some WD-40. You're going to spray it onto the pump housing. Okay, so now you take it, don't need a lot, just kind of spray it on there. All right, the next thing you'll do is you want to check your housing. You make sure there's no grit in it, make sure it's not got black marks running around in it. Now here's the key part on how to put these housings in. All right, so we're going to set that right there. You can see me doing this here. I'm going to take my hand on one hand of the drive shaft, take my other hand, put it on top of the water pump, and I'm going to press down and turn the drive shaft. All right, as you turn it, the pump will slide into the housing, like so. Press it down like that. Now I got the housing down. I have the pump flat on there. So you turn the drive shaft to the right, press down with your left hand. You take your 4 bolts, line them back up with the plate. Start them by hand. Usually if you use an impact, always start them by hand. And what I always like to do is do another good turn or two. And we'll come back, tighten them down. So, putting this back on, we're going to be able to get back in there and seat. Slide it up. Now here's the key why you need the seat. You take it. You got to turn that prop right there. Barely turn the prop and lock it into the drive shaft. Now, slide it up. Put your bolt bolt in there to hold it. And what you're gonna do, you go over here, make sure you get the shifter lined up. And then you're gonna press it up so it locks all the way in. Now, if you're good, you can usually just tighten up the bolt by hand. Get it tightened back up. Alright, so now I got the bolt holding it up. I'm going to put the other four bolts back in. Got your three studs. That one goes in. That one goes in. Get them bolts all tightened up here. Now I always try to start all 4 bolts. Make sure they're well started before I tighten anything up. Take my washer, take my nut, goes under here, slide it on the stud, tighten it up. If I can. Okay. Torque is too damn hard. You still want to make sure they're tight. Yeah, you can tighten them up. When you're tight like that, you get a good little push. This side, tighten it, get it hard. Now no push. All 4 of them are tight. Now we'll go back and finish up the 10 millimeters. A few 10 millimeters. I'm going to make sure you hold this bottom nut so it does not move. And you're going to just tighten that one back down. Remember, you only want to move the top nut. You do not want to move the bottom nut. The top nut. And we do have the 10 millimeter, and not too tight, but good enough.